Look at that. Look, and they're driving right by. They don't even know what they're missing.
Well, it didn't used to be that way.
Our family's business was the Ellenville Hotel or Ellenville Country Club, and I grew up there, and the business was in our family from the time it was a farm purchased in 1903 as the Ellenville Falls Farm or Ellenville Falls Farmhouse all the way till 1997. So it was a history of almost 100 years on the one property and 4 generations. Peak times, which normally were summer seasons, but we used to be quite busy throughout the year, but at peak employment would be 400 employees at a time.
We were unique in our area. Besides having hotels, we had industry, and we had an incredible, strong middle class, which came from the hotels also. In fact, in my graduating class, many of my friends, including myself, parents, made their livings through the hotels. So you had people that parents worked in the hotels, and you had people that worked at Channel Master, which was a huge economic boom for the area. We had an all year round economy.
I think Ellenville has had 3 golden ages. The first one was before my time, and that was the D&H Canal. And then the railroad came in. And the railroad was a way to bring people up here for the summers. People found that it was very beautiful up here, and more people wanted to come and vacation. And after that came the elegant hotels and the bungalow colonies, where people could come and stay for a whole summer at a reasonable rate. The hotels brought probably 50,000 people into the area, if not more. So you needed these people. Every store in Ellenville was taken with mom and pop businesses.
We had 4 or 5 manufacturing firms in town here that were worldwide. They may not have been big, but they were worldwide known. We had a wood novelty factory in town that made things out of wood that was sold to gift stores all over the world. And then we had a handle factory that made broom handles, paintbrush handles, and that was sold all over the world.
In the 50s and the 60s, we had the Ellenville, we had the Fallsview, we had the Tamarack, we had the Homowack, we had the Granite, and so many other small hotels and what they would call bungalow colonies surrounding the area. That in the summertime, you could not find a parking space in Ellenville. You could almost not be able to walk in the streets of Ellenville. It was so crowded. And in those years, the area was thriving. We had a big medical group of doctors. It's called the Ellenville Medical Group, but there were other also independent doctors. At that time, all of the doctors and their families all lived in Ellenville and supported the hospital and supported all of the industries. All my house was furnished by a store in Ellenville. We had a furniture store. You could go there and buy carpeting. You could buy window treatments. We had beautiful dress shops. We had 2 movie theaters. We had the Shadowland and the Norbury. So you had your choice of movie theaters. Now we have none. The Canal and Center were the 2 main business streets. They were full of stores.
Aero Transporters, the trucking business, was very successful, and one of the main reasons were because we were the trucking and transportation for VAW aluminum, which was then hydro aluminum. We hauled all of their metals all over the country and into Canada. We had other customers also. We also were trucking for Alcoa aluminum and multiple other people, but our mainstay was the business we had here in Ellenville with hydro and VAW aluminum. At the time, we had 35 tractors that went 48 states and Canada, and we had about 75 trailers. And then everything kind of fell by the wayside when VAW sold the business to Hydro Aluminum, and then Hydro Aluminum decided to shut the business down. So today I have one truck, and that truck works for Gillette Creamery. It goes to Albany every day. They relocated their business to Gardner, New York. Back before it was VAW Aluminum, it was Channelmaster, which was a big driving force in Ellenville. When the Resnick family decided to retire, they sold the business to a company in Germany called Avnet. Back when the hotels were successful, the bungalow colonies that existed around here, they came up here to get fresh air and get out of the heat. I think when airfare became cheaper than staying a week at the Neville or any of the hotels to go to Florida or to go anywhere for that matter, I think that the business here started to drop off. That was the period the decline took. It was really right through the 80s, I think, that the hotels pretty much saw their final days.
In the 70s, the factories started to leave, and most of them, believe it or not, was relocated to North Carolina. And so we've had a very, very tough time recovering from that. And then the hotels started to close, and that just added fuel to the fire.
Long ago, but not so very long ago, the world was different. Oh yes, it was.
If there's gambling, I think that would be an attraction that would bring a certain clientele that's not going to get on a plane to travel to Las Vegas. They'll come here. It's a nice enough area, certainly, but if they can gamble, I think they'll come. If they can't gamble, I don't think that it would be as inviting for them.
Because it's so beautiful, it's surrounded. You stand in the middle of Ellenville and you look around the mountains and the setting, and it's beautiful. And we need a shot in the arm. We need something to say we have a chance. This is basically, in my opinion, the only real hope that we have. We have been waiting for this for so long, and we need jobs. We need to be optimistic about their future. And if somebody said, that there can create a possibility of 2,000 jobs, it would give such an uplifting to our area.
What I love is the natural beauty. There aren't too many communities that you can ride down the main street and there's this mountain. And when you come down the mountain into town, you could do it every single day for your whole life, and it's still, you've got to go, it's so beautiful.
It's a wonderful thing to be here. Unfortunately, the area needs help. I truly believe that the Neville could be a fantastic casino. The property is probably one of the most beautiful hotel properties in the entire Catskill region. I can't think of anyone at any other hotel, and I've worked in a lot of them and have been to almost all of them, the major ones, and they all don't have the beauty that Ellenville has. The Neville has a waterfall in the back of it, besides the mountain in back of it, plus the magnificent golf course. It could be good for just about anything that you would want to have in a casino.
The area is beautiful. We're situated down in the valley, as is the village of Ellenville, and it's a beautiful property. The area is the same physically. It's still a beautiful area, and there's a lot to offer in the Hudson Valley and around our area that you don't have to drive too far to enjoy. And it's beautiful, especially as an escape from the city environment. And we have 8 to 10 million people 90 miles away that could enjoy that. So that's still in place. Number two, people would still come to the area to work. With the advent of gambling, giving some people reason to stop and say, hey, let's go and see what the big deal is. You know, that sounds like fun. You know, we'll go to a casino for a while, then we'll go out and ski, or we'll play golf. So I think the area, and the Neville in particular, really has the ability to be as successful as it was. So when and if it finally does, I think they'll want to come up and see what's going on. The new buildings that the new Neville people at the Neville have planned. You will have proper employment. People have that good feeling about being able to work, bring home paychecks, you know, help their family, start a new family in the area, and they'll also have job opportunities here. Should take advantage of the good aspects of gambling, which is mainly, like I say, as an additional draw or incentive for people to want to come up to our area, stay in a hotel, pay the hotel bill, buy gasoline at a local gas station. The employees that come up in order to service the hotel and the customers and guests that come up would then have their families here, and that whole ripple effect. They'd have to go to Ellenville to buy shoes and clothes for their family or eat in a restaurant. So the economics of it would be very positive. Once you have the casino license, a lot of people as investors are ready, willing, and able to jump in and say, we would like to be a partner. As opposed to right now, most people feel they have to leave in order to find an opportunity for themselves. But I think the positive attitude about let's try, and let's try it right here, would go a long way toward that. And if we could get back to the kind of business that we used to enjoy, in fact, all the Catskill hotels, because most of the larger hotels offered a wide range of these activities. Who doesn't like that?
Hi, my name is Brandon Lang. I've been a resident here in Ellenville for almost 10 years. I'm a senior in high school now and have come to the realization that Ellenville is a wonderful place. The scenery here is rare and you can't find it everywhere. I would love to come back here after college, but unfortunately there's nothing here for me to come back to. Ellenville is in dire need of an economic boost.
And